Dreams can fall apart in the blink of an eye, but no one could have seen this one coming. Sergeant Plant was training alongside two colleagues when all of a sudden a brown bear emerged from the woods and attacked them. Sadly, one of them ended up dead. Hit like and subscribe. This is Fierce. Growing up, Seth Michael Plant had a deep appreciation for the military, which led to his eventual entry into the armed forces. His dream of enlisting in the military was sparked by his frequent visits to Camp Blanding with his uncle while he was growing up in St. Augustine, Florida. When Plant enlisted in the U.S. Army in 2010, immediately after he graduated from Pedro Menendez High School, his biggest dream came true. Because of his unwavering dedication, he moved up the ranks fast and eventually held the position of Staff Sergeant in the 3rd Battalion, 509th Parachute Infantry Regiment. Plant was well-liked and respected by both his superiors and peers for his commitment and leadership. Despite the nature of his job, 30-year-old Seth always managed to have a smile on his face. He oftentimes went above and beyond, showing his devotion to his job in everything he did. Plant's military career was distinguished by both his skill and bravery. He performed tours of duty in Afghanistan as part of Operation Enduring Freedom, among other roles. With multiple decorations, including the Afghanistan Campaign Medal, the Army Commendation Medal, and the Army Achievement Medal, he was a highly decorated soldier. Before being assigned to Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Alaska in July 2021, he served stints at Fort Benning, Georgia, and Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Despite his tough military air, Seth was an easygoing guy. He never passed up the chance to spend time at home with the people who meant a lot to him. He loved singing, dancing, and spending time outdoors. Seth was no stranger to dangerous situations. In his 12 years of service, he was blown up twice. One time, 4 Talibans jumped out in front of him and started shooting. Miraculously, the bullets missed him. Eerily, he even told his dad that war wouldn't be the one to kill him. It would be something stupid. On May 10, 2022, Plant was in a remote training area near the military base, preparing for upcoming exercises with 2 other soldiers. The region was well known for its untamed landscape and abundant wildlife, which included brown bears, and was situated west of the Anchorage Regional Landfill. On this particular day, Plant and 2 other soldiers were tasked with preparing the area for land-based navigation training, a crucial skill for infantrymen. Unaware that they were approaching a brown bear's den, Plant and his fellow soldiers made their way through the thick underbrush. The mother bear, motivated by her natural instinct to defend her young, saw the soldiers as a threat to the 2 cubs that shared the den. With incredible speed and ferocity, the bear charged at the group of soldiers. While brown bears are known to modify their behavior to stay away from people, this is not always the case. In the summer, dozens of bears gather to feast on the fish, craving fats that will sustain them through the long winter ahead. In the fall, brown bears eat as much as 90 pounds of food each day, and they may weigh twice as much before hibernation as they will in the spring. Brown bears dig dens for winter hibernation, often holing up on a suitable hillside. Females den while pregnant and give birth during this winter rest, usually to a pair of cubs. Plant and his allies were talking about their strategies and plans, keeping their attention on the task at hand. The surrounding Alaskan wilderness was eerily quiet, the calm before the storm that would soon unfold. The bear appeared out of nowhere in a blur of motion and noise. With a terrifying roar, the animal jumped out of the brush and charged toward Plant, while his other colleagues ran in opposite directions. The weight of the bear, combined with the force of its paws, made the ground shake as it ran toward its victim. There was no mistaking its intent. The bear wanted to protect its cubs from the group of humans. Plant immediately recognized the imminent danger. He shouted a warning to his fellow soldiers, urging them to fall back and try to distract the bear. The initial blow from the bear was nearly too quick to witness. Plant was immediately knocked to the ground with incredible force. Although Plant had been trained as an infantryman, he was not prepared for anything like facing a bear. His goal was to hit the bear's face, hoping that it would scare the animal away. With a powerful swing, Seth managed to hit the bear in the eye. The bear reared back momentarily, more surprised than hurt by the blow. Plant was able to get some distance from the animal during this little break. No matter what, the man was going to defend his colleagues. He had recently been promoted to staff sergeant, so he didn't want to let anybody down. However, Seth was unprepared for how strong and unrelenting the bear could be. With a sudden lunge, the animal closed its jaws tightly around Plant's left arm. The man let out a horrifying scream as the animal's teeth bit through flesh and bone. Plant kept retaliating, using his free hand to punch and kick his way out of the situation. His comrades, armed with sticks and rocks, joined the battle, desperately trying to drive the bear away. When a soldier hit the bear on its nose, a vulnerable spot, it momentarily let go of Plant. He took advantage of the situation and stumbled back, trying to get further away from the animal. Sadly, it charged again, completely taking Plant off his feet this time. Breathing became almost impossible due to the bear's weight pressing down on him. Plant was still fighting, pinned beneath the bear. He attempted to push the bear off while gouging out its eyes, but the bear's strength was too much for him. The angry bear bit into his shoulder, shaking him like a rag doll. Blood started to pour from his wounds. The two other soldiers continued to distract the bear, but without proper instruments like bear spray, their task was complicated. Finally, as Seth lay in a pool of blood, one of the soldiers managed to throw a rock at the bear's face, hitting his sensitive spot. This time, the bear roared in anger and pain, then turned and bolted back into the wilderness. The attack was over as fast as it started. Plant's comrades rushed to his side. They tried their best to stop the bleeding until medical help arrived at the scene. Plant was in and out of consciousness, weak from loss of blood. Despite the chaos and pain, he felt a sense of peace, knowing he had done everything he could. Seth's injured body was quickly rushed to the hospital at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, where he was working that day. Sadly, despite the doctor's efforts, his body couldn't hold on. The injuries he sustained from the bear attack led to major blood loss. In just a few minutes, he was pronounced dead. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game conducted a thorough investigation following the attack. They found a bear den with 2 cubs nearby, confirming that the bear had acted in a defensive manner to protect her offspring. Seth and his colleagues were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. The death of Seth Michael Plant left his friends, family, and colleagues in deep grief. Still, they were amazed at the bravery and determination Seth showed in the face of a deadly bear attack. However, the incident reminds us of the incertitude that veils wildlife. You'd never know when a bear might find your presence threatening.